Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Shorts, where today we're talking about this lovely specimen here. Now, looking at it, you can kind of tell what we're probably talking about, but let's be more specific. This, all of this, is a shallot. Scientific name, Allium cepa, variety aggregatum. Aggregatum, aggregate, clustering, you can see that right there. The name Shallot is actually derived from Ashkelon, an ancient Canaanite city. Now, I don't know how that derives down. Maybe that was the first place they were in literature, I'm not sure. Sources were not particularly helpful or specific, but that's okay. Anyway, the Allium family, or the onion family, or group, is actually under the Amaryllidaceae family. Now, the Amaryllidaceae family is best known for the amaryllises that you buy and you put over the little jar and it sprouts and you get the 3 flowers on the stem. Yeah, so little did we know the amaryllises had penetrated every level of society. They were prepared. They were ready. They were prepared to bend humanity to its knees. Yeah, I totally made that up, but whatever. Anyway, shallots, or sometimes Shallot, or a couple different pronunciations. I tend to go with Shallot, because it separates it from a particular piece of medieval hardware, the sallet, which is a helmet. Anyway, it is hardy in USDA zones 2 through 10, though it is not considered a perennial because you harvest the whole thing. Soil pH preference is between 5 and 7. Its preferred exposure is full sun, especially when the daylight hours are at their longest. Really interesting, that thing. Apparently you get the best bulb and greenery formation under that condition, which here in North Carolina, once it starts to get warm, we have some pretty good days. So there you go. They do well here. Now, their height can be up to 8 inches, and their width can be anywhere from 6 to 12 inches, and they're talking about the foliage from a singular stalk, but in this case, these bulbs here didn't get the memo and decided to become super huge. So, there is no also known as name. I mean, the shallot is known as the shallot. I mean, there are local names in other countries and stuff like that, but not any common names that I was able to find. However, I should note that shallots were once in their own grouping under Allium ascalonicum, but in 2010 they were merged in with the normal onions because there was not enough genetic distinction to allow them to keep their original classification. The term shallot itself usually means the French red shallot, but it can mean the Persian shallot, Allium stipitatum, or the French gray shallot, Allium oscachanini. Yeah, that one's really hard to pronounce. I'm not entirely sure I got that right, but the varieties you buy at the store are usually the red or the gray type. You can tell by the color of the fleshy skin once you peel off the dried tunic. And the tunic is the term for that papery husk that's on onions and garlic and other stuff. And garlic is in the allium family, so technically stuff. Well, anyway, overall, shallots are a milder onion that is used as one might use a yellow, white, or sweet onion. So basically, it's an onion for people who don't want onion breath and onion gas. But I mean, they're really tasty. Now, people complain that they're harder to peel, but there's a dirty trick on peeling all onions. Before you intend to cook, put your onions in a bowl of water with the root side facing down for about an hour, about 20 minutes to an hour before you start to cook. This will cause the onion to expand. It'll crack the dead skin, the tunic, and also it'll soften the tunic so you can peel it a little easier. Not bad, right? Now, when it comes to shallots, much like a lot of other onions, all parts can be eaten. The leaves, well, basically, the head, the tail, the whole damn thing. The flowers can be eaten when the floral inflorescences can be eaten before they open. The leaves can be eaten like you would scallions, which is an onion, just doesn't form a bulb, and you can eat the roots. So, win-win for everybody. And by subdividing this, I could have way more shallots because they will split. That's where the aggregatum part comes in. So, if you have any questions or comments about shallots, or maybe you want to swap some recipes, just leave them in the comments section. If you like this video, please hit the like or subscribe button. And my phone just went off. It was almost a perfect run. Anyway, mash them buttons. Let me know what you think. As always, folks, keep them growing, and I'll see you next episode.